What's up, girl bosses? Today I am Fred Durst's new look, a black man. We got the new Prevail track, 1984. Normally, if a band named a song 1984, if they were American, I'd be like, yes. Which is kind of weird. I feel like, there's a bunch of valid criticisms to make of the American government, And, I also do have that bit of bias. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of, oh, Russia bad. But, U.S. does similar things. I think if you're from outside the U.S., you were fed, or you had different media coverage than we did concerning the war in Iraq. I'm starting just really right into it. But yeah, we get propaganda too. I'm curious how this song is going to pan out. I was waiting for the premiere. If anyone else was waiting for the premiere, you know how much of a disaster that was. Wouldn't start, and I guess he just canceled the premiere and published it. But I'm excited to get into this. They've been teasing this for like a year and a half. They've had a lot of troubles. I'm surprised they're sticking with Sumerian Records. But, Slaughter Prevail back. Coastal banger album. And I'm excited to see what they do here. Social media in the description down below. Merch. All my links are just down there. Make sure you go check them out. I got merch. I meant to show it off. It's somewhere here. But yeah, here we go. 1984. Oh, that's a sick fucking guitar. Now that is slaughtering to prevail. Oh, we're actually slamming. Once that fucking ride comes in, you know it. Got the Russian man cleans. Is this song in support of Ukraine? I heard "Please Stop the Violence," and that's the only conflict I know about relating to Russia right now. Six spin moves. Ooh. There's like a really different sound for this section. It's got a new metal sound, but I can't relate it to any band. I want to go into the lyrics after this. Oh. Melodic jump scare. Breakdown edging. Black and metal progression, it feels. Like the kicks there. Really like that solo tone. Oh, I'm safe. Okay. I'm actually safe? Okay, we're safe. Yeah, so I think, fucking amazing song. Coastal was like that cool, new deathcore sound. but just a little more vicious. I think it's because, you know, Slaughter Prevail, there's a little bit of like slamming going on in there, and their new metal influence is very it's very spread out. Usually people take it from it's either Korn or Slipknot. I feel like Slaughter to Prevail, they're like dipping from a lot of different things. Here, like it got to a point where I was like, Mudvayne? I actually don't know if it's Mudvayne. I only know Dig. But I do actually want to get into the lyrics, which they didn't post, so that kind of ruins everything. But there's a lot of like, please stop the violence. Let's see if we can actually find these lyrics. Because 1984, about authoritarian government, and you know, Russia, of course, they take political prisoners, like Navalny's still imprisoned. I mean, he was poisoned too, and then arrested for leaving the country while being poisoned, so that's pretty fun. I don't know, but like I said, America, we're not too different. Maybe in terms of time period, but like, it's more and more external. I don't think we were taking any internal political prisoners, but who knows? We're all fed different biases. Now I'm just spraying conspiracy theories. Let's see, Slaughter Prevail, 1984. Lyrics, because I'm curious. They didn't put them on the video. Well, that's awesome. I'm not seeing any lyrics. It seemed like, you know, there was like a message there, and I would like to know what it was. But, I'd imagine if they... Oh, here we are. I believe... Okay, so I believe it is... See, it's pretty open to interpretation. I mean, maybe that's for Alex's own well-being and the rest of the Russians in the band. What if it's all about you? What if these tears are shed at your house too? You will smear the shit on the white walls in your own house with your fam. Conscience is dead. I see the marching troops. Hurts. But I see friends there who... But I see friends there, have no face, have no fate. Can't figure out your... It's the English, you know, it's not his second language. Can't figure out you're dumb... Can't figure out you're a dumb or what. That's messing with my flow. Death and pain trails behind the crowd. What is this all about? What is it all about? Please stop the violence. Please stop the bloodshed on earth. I'd say the earth. Look into the eyes of children who are scared and remember yourself. Please stop the violence. Please stop the bloodshed on earth. My brother, anger will live in memory. Anger will live and prevail. Pretend you are not guilty. Pretend you don't see this shit. Pretend that this is not your war. Pretend fuck. War. Their eyes are damned. Their faith is crucified. War. Their tongue is stoned. Their tongue is dead. War. This son of a bitch will stick a knife in your back. Ascend adaptation. 1984. You woke up and saw a funnel instead of a home. You woke up and saw a funnel instead of a home. Ascend adaptation. 1984. You woke up and saw a funnel instead of a home. And your anger will never leave you alone. You just need to find someone to blame. Please stop the violence. Please stop the bloodshed on earth. Look into the eyes of children who are scared and remember yourself. Please stop the violence. Please stop the bloodshed on earth. My brother. Anger will live in memory. That's on me. Anger will live and prevail. Ascend adaptation. 1984 in real life. You woke up and saw a funnel instead of a home. And your anger will never leave you alone. Anger will live in memory. Anger will live in memory. Anger will live in memory. Anger will live and prevail. So I think, it seems like this is more vague. It's not specifically about like Ukraine or anything. I'm surprised he didn't put any like, you know, charity links to anything. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, it's not like, we like to pretend that, oh, it's just Russia, it's just the US. But like, it's kind of a global thing, like all these like global superpowers. I mean, especially the US, just because, you know, our main export is weaponry. That's like where we make all our profits, where we refine products into weaponry and we sell it to other countries. So like, I do think there's a lot of bias, especially when you exist in your country, that you need to like make sure you separate yourself from, right? Like where are you actually getting your news from? It's actually pretty good to diversify the media you consume, like from outside US sources, you know, just to get the other perspective. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the Iraq War, completely different message was being fed to the US public than like in Europe or anywhere else in the world. And anywhere else in the world, we were getting criticized. But if you were on US soil at the time, and I think many of you were. I know my audience is older than me by like about a decade on average. You saw the news, you saw what was being pretty much spoon fed to us. So it's pretty interesting. It's a vague, it's a pretty vague message, and it is kind of a bummer that there's nothing like. I do like a pointed message, but that you know, that can get you in trouble, especially like Alex. He's a Russian man. He's a Russian man, and also, you know, alienating people. But I do wish there's at least a donation line. Ukraine, any fund. I mean, the U.S. We're annihilating Yemen, and we don't talk about that. Among a long list of other countries that get swept under the rug for the U.S. population. But I think that's really interesting. Yeah, I just wish there was a bit more of like, I was like, okay, this is the sentiment. You have the platform. What can your audience do now? Now that, you know, they've consumed the message, they've seen it, you know, they read the lyrics. What's next? I do like the point of direction. I mean, if any of you guys know, you know, comment down below any good charities to look into. Don't just spam links. Yeah, I do think, like, you know, oh, round up 10 cents to donate to this charity. They fucking use it for their taxes. Never do that. $1 for a child? Fuck the children. They aren't even getting the dollars. Think about that. It's always good to look into the charities you donate to versus just seeing charity and then throw money at it. Everyone's got ulterior motives. It's just good to look into things beyond the surface. I think that's, you know, that's a good message to take away from this. I'm conflicted because it is a vague message, but reasonably so. It's like, not just Russia, it's not just the US, not just China, you know, 3 big superpowers. It happens all over. There's corruption that's widespread, and you know, it's funny, you know, when 1984 is talked about, like I said, it's always like, they want me to wear a mask. Okay. It's not on the same, like, scale as, like, drone striking orphans. Who are orphans because you drone striked their families previously, right? I don't know. I do like this message. I just wish it was a little bit more pointed. But at the same time, yeah, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. Like, who am I to criticize? At least they're getting the message out there. And it's kind of, you know, symbolic in that it's not pointed because there's so many countries that are guilty of this. It's not even countries. It's just fucking leaders. Anyways, I'm ranting now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the song. I really did like the song. I do think the Russian accent and the cleans, it does get a little distracting. That's probably the only negative. I think if like the Russian accent has to like persevere through, I would prefer it to actually be in Russian because I think it would sound much better. But then, you know, a lot of the world speaks English, so it kind of, if you have a message like this, it kind of gets washed away if you add that language barrier. You know, so it's kind of tough. I can't really criticize that because, you know, because it's not in Russian, I can understand the message. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, there's a lot to process with this one, so I'm really curious what you guys think about this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.